Yo, what's up guys? Today's video is just going to be like an official NBA mock draft for the Chicago Bulls. As most of you guys know, this Thursday is a huge day for the Chicago Bulls. They are doing the draft lottery. They're doing it like virtually or like online because of everything going around, of course. But as of right now, the Chicago Bulls are most likely like projected or like have the highest percentage to get the 8th pick. You know, we all thought it was the 7th pick, but to be honest, we have a 34% chance at the 8th pick and like only a 20% chance at the 7th pick. You know, I'm going to throw up the percentages of all like the draft picks that we could possibly get. But yeah, in today's mock draft, I'm just going to go like, say we win the lottery in draft 1, I'm just going to say who I would draft and just do like a mini scouting report on them, maybe throw up some highlights. So definitely stay tuned for today's video. Alright, so say the Chicago Bulls get lucky and win like the NBA draft lottery and win the number 1 overall draft pick. You know, I'm going to be honest, I feel like the best player in the draft is either James Wiseman or LaMelo Ball. But if I'm the Chicago Bulls and I get lucky and win the draft, I'm drafting a point guard, man. You know, LaMelo Ball, he is looking like a stud. He is only like 18, 19 years old. He is still growing. And he is already 6'7", and he already weighs like 180, 190 pounds. And he is still super young. He is still growing. He is a 6'7" point guard. What more do I have to say? He also played overseas, which I'd say the NBA is definitely way like better than like overseas, but overseas is definitely way tougher than the NBA. And overseas, in pretty much 31 minutes a game, LaMelo averaged 17 points, pretty much 2 steals, 7 assists, and pretty much 8 total rebounds a game. And those are amazing stats for overseas. A lot of people have LaMelo going first, or number 2, of course, James Wiseman if he's going number 1st. But yeah, like I'm saying, if we win the draft lottery, I'm 100% drafting LaMelo Ball without hesitation. You know, like I said, he is a 6'7", 6'8" point guard, and he's still growing. Sure, it does suck that the Bulls just drafted Coby White last year, but I see a lot of you guys in the comments kind of saying that he could play shooting guard, which I agree, he is a great shooter. But at the same time, I do see Coby White as more of a point guard. But honestly, you know, this whole like era isn't really about defense anymore. Sure, we need some defensive players to win. But say we win number 1 and we draft LaMelo, I'd totally run like a starting 5 of LaMelo, Coby White, Zach LaVine. I mean, that'd be a little small, but at the same time, like LaMelo 6'7", holding down the point guard position. I mean, Coby White would be kind of smaller at the 2 guard, but he's not like too short. I'm pretty sure Coby White is like 6'4", 6'5". So if he just improves on his defense, he could definitely hold it down. But yeah, that would be my number 1 selection. And say we get the 2nd pick in this year's NBA draft. Of course, I would take James Wiseman 2nd behind LaMelo Ball. You know, I feel like the Bulls' biggest need right now is a small forward, and there's not too many great small forwards in this draft. I mean, there's possibly good small forwards, but no good like big name that like of course leads like the point guard category like LaMelo Ball or the center category like James Wiseman. You know, James Wiseman would definitely help the Bulls. He's definitely like a good sized center, which we really don't have. And of course, James Wiseman played college basketball for the Memphis Tigers. He really didn't play that much. I saw that he was injured or got hurt or whatever. But at the same time, he is only 19 years as well. And he is 7'1", and he already weighs about 240. And that's just a great body size. And like he just looks NBA ready with his body. And like I was saying, James Wiseman only played 3 games for Memphis. I'm pretty sure he had like a bad injury or something. But in those 3 games, he played amazing. His stats are crazy. In those 3 games, he pretty much averaged 20 points, 3 blocks a game, and pretty much 11 rebounds, while he shot pretty much 77% from the field in only about like 20 minutes of playing time. So only playing 20 minutes and like putting up 20 points and like 11 rebounds, that's just insane. This kid is looking like a stud. Of course, his injury does scare me a little bit, but at the same time, in those 3 games, he looked really talented. And of course, the Bulls always need new big men. You know, I like Wendell a lot, but he's kind of an undersized center. So if we get lucky and get 2, I wouldn't be mad if we drafted James Wiseman. And say the Chicago Bulls get lucky and land the 3rd overall draft pick, I am definitely taking Anthony Edwards. You know, Anthony Edwards has looked like a stud in college. It does suck that he's like a point guard, shooting guard. He is most likely a shooting guard in the NBA. I mean, he is 6'5", he weighs 225 pounds. You know, he played college for the Georgia Bulldogs. You know, it does suck that we have Zach LaVine, but if we get a top 3 draft pick, we have to draft this man if he's there. You know, good teams draft the best talent available, even if like they already have a good player at that position. But in college, he averaged pretty much 19 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, while shooting pretty much 40% from the field. But yeah, like I'm saying, man, if we got the number 3 draft pick and he's there, we got to take him. And then if we land the 4th overall draft pick, I am taking Obi Toppin. I see a lot of NBA mock drafts having him going top 3, and some even having him going like 2nd or 1st, depending on the team who wins. You know, Obi Toppin, he is 6'9", and he pretty much weighs 220. You know, he's kind of older than most of these guys. He's 22 years old. You know, he's been in college for a little bit longer than the other guys, of course. But at the same time, a lot of people say he's kind of too small and too slow to play like the 3 guard in the NBA, which I do agree. Even though he is super athletic, he is an athletic freak. He's always dunking on someone and just throwing down and making these crazy layups and plays. You know, his shooting definitely needs to get better. But yeah, like I was saying, he's definitely an undersized 4, and I feel like we don't really need that. I mean, I would try him at the 3 guard if the Bulls get lucky and draft him, but I feel like it could be a mess. I see a lot of NBA experts comparing him to like Stoudemire, and we just don't need that, let's be honest. Especially like an undersized power forward, I really don't want that, even though in college he did average 20 points, pretty much 8 rebounds, 2 assists, while shooting pretty much 63% from the field, which those are great stats. But like I'm saying, man, he's too small to play the 3, and that's like our number 1 key for this draft, I believe. And if the Chicago Bulls land the number 5 overall draft pick, I could see us taking Owen K Owanku. I don't know how to say his name, I'm sorry, I probably butchered that. But he is also a center, and he played for USC. You know, he is another young, great center. You know, he is only 6'9", he's kind of undersized just like Wendell Carter Jr., but he does weigh 250 pounds. He also played with LaMelo and Lonzo at like Chino Hills in high school. And I'm going to be honest, I definitely do not want this guy. I hate to break it to him. Like, he's a good defender, and his stats don't look terrible. In pretty much 28 games, he averaged 16 points, pretty much 9 rebounds a game. He also shot pretty much 62% from the field. You know, no like knock on him, but I just don't want another like undersized center, even though I feel like Wendell can definitely hold down the paint. Wendell's a great defender, so I don't see a need in the Bulls drafting him, but say we get this draft pick or whatever, you know, we might have to take best talent like available. And if the Chicago Bulls get the 6th overall pick, I could see us drafting Killian Hayes. You know, he's another point guard, so I'm like automatically I don't really want another point guard with Coby White. But at the same time, Killian Hayes is very talented. You know, he plays French professional basketball overseas. You know, he's only 19 years old. He's 6'5". He weighs pretty much 180. And this year overseas, he pretty much averaged 13 points a game, pretty much 2 steals and 6 assists. You know, I'm going to be honest, I'm not too high on Killian Hayes. I see some of you guys commenting like his name below saying the Bulls should draft him. You know, he wouldn't be a bad draft pick. You know, he'd probably be like best talent available again if we do move up or whatever. But at the same time, I feel like the Bulls need more of a small forward. Definitely leave any comments or questions you guys got below about this whole mock draft and who you guys would draft depending on where we land. And for the 7th pick, which the Bulls are projected to land, the Bulls are projected to get like the 7th or 8th pick. It's pretty much just a toss-up. But if we stick with the 7th pick and Deni Avdija is there, I 100% expect us to draft him. You know, he has all the connections to us. He's a Bulls fan. You know, we brought in a whole new like front office. And the whole reason why we brought them in is because they could see like good talent, of course, but mainly overseas. They know the game overseas. And Deni is a great player. He's only 19 years old and he's only getting better. He's 6'8", which is great size for a small forward in the NBA. I believe he is pretty much NBA ready. You know, he's been playing overseas, which is much tougher than the NBA. Not talented, much stronger and like harder than the NBA, honestly. And overseas, he averaged pretty much 14 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists a game, which those stats aren't nothing crazy. But, you know, those overseas guys, man, they have a lot of potential, and I can definitely see Arcidiacono drafting this man. But like I said, if we get the 7th pick and he's there, and if we don't draft him, I will be super shocked. I 100% expect us to draft him at 7. And with the 8th pick in the NBA mock draft, I could see the Chicago Bulls drafting Isaac Okoro. You know, I might have butchered his last name. I'm sorry about that. But say the Bulls get the 7th or 8th pick, I expect both these guys to be there. So it could just be a toss-up who's there depending on like the order of the teams. But this guy is a great small forward. He's a great defender. And in college, He averaged pretty much 13 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. You know, he's not the best 3-point shooter. He definitely needs to work on that. He only shot 24% from the 3, and he's 6'6", 225. But yeah, like I was saying, it's definitely just a toss-up between him and Deni at like 7 or 8. Definitely leave any comments or questions you guys got below saying like who you guys would want the Bulls to draft and where you guys think we're going to land in the draft lottery. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Thank you for watching. Have a good one.